Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. This is Nusra Jahan and welcome to my video. Hope so all are well. Today I'll discuss about a concept in advanced microeconomics, which is signaling, and hope so it will be very helpful for the beginner students. So let's start my video. At first I'll say what is signaling. Signaling is when one side of the market shows hidden or private information using some visible action. Let's take an example. If we consider a car market, when a seller imposes a warranty on car, by warranty the buyer can ensure that car is good, and choosing an expensive health insurance policy shows I am less risky. So we can say by signaling we can understand or differentiate which one is good or bad. So as an example, we can say signaling is warranties, insurance policy choices, etc. Then we'll go to signaling in the labor market. Firms can see workers through productivity for hidden information. As a solution, workers use signals like education to show they are good workers. As an example, we can consider if two job applicants come and both claim I'm skilled, but the one with a master's degree is more credible. Then I will say about why is signaling crucial. Signaling is too much crucial for avoiding adverse selection, building trust in transaction, allows efficient matching, encourages quality investment, keeps market functioning. Then I will say about basic labor model. In this part, there are two types of worker, good worker and their productivity is A1, and bad worker and their productivity is A2. And there is A1 is greater than A2, and the output formula Y equals to A1 into L1 plus A2 into L2. And from pay each worker exactly according to their productivity. Then I will go to information scenarios. In perfect information scenario, we say good worker get wages according to their productivity, which is W equals to A1, and bad workers get wages according to their own productivity, which is W equals to A2. And in asymmetric information, we see worker get wages W equals to BA1 plus 1 minus B into A2. That means they get the average or pooled wages. Then it leads to inefficiency. Then I'll say about education as a signal. Education doesn't necessarily increase productivity directly, but it is so costly. Good workers find it cheaper in where C1 is less than C2, and bad workers avoid it because it's too costly. Firms then say if someone has education, they are probably good. As an example, we can consider for a good worker finishing college costs less effort or money. For bad worker, it's too hard, so they don't bother. In short, we can say education helps reveal hidden quality. Good workers separate from bad workers, improves efficiency, but signaling waste resources, time, tuition, effort just to prove ability. Then I'll discuss interesting concept, which is separating equilibrium and pooling equilibrium, and in this part we'll say the concept by comparison or comparative analysis. So let's start. First of all, in separating equilibrium, education separates good from bad, and a separating equilibrium occurs when workers of different abilities choose different levels of education, allowing firm to accurately infer a worker's ability based on their educational attainment. That means education or signal, education that is used as signal, it can differentiate good workers from the bad workers, and education acts as a signal, and there lies some assumptions. Education is cheaper for good worker in where C1 is less than C2, and good workers are more productive in where A1 is greater than A2. Firms rule if worker has a least education level, that means if we say elaborately, we can say that if the worker education level E is greater than or equal the required education level, then firm pay A1 wage or high wage according to their productivity. And if a worker education level is less than the required education level, then firm pay A2 or low wage or according to their low productivity. And in this part, we see a supporting equilibrium graph, and in x-axis we see education level in y, and in y-axis we see wage or net benefit. And green dash line denotes good worker net benefit, and red dash line denotes the bad worker net benefit, and blue dotted or dash line denotes the required education or optimal education level. And in this part we see there is a step function or jumping from A2 to A1, as we know that in supporting equilibrium education can differentiate good workers from bad workers, so their wages are not same, and they jump from A2 to A1. And in this part there is the explanation, as I have already said, wage jumps from A2 to A1, and good workers low cost find it profitable to get education easier, and bad workers high cost don't invest. Then I will say the pooling equilibrium. And at first I would like to say pooling equilibrium can differentiate means by education it can differentiate good workers from the bad workers. So conversely, a pooling equilibrium exists when workers of all ability levels choose the same levels of education, and making it impossible for firms to distinguish between them based on education alone. So both types of workers choose the same level education. Firms can differentiate between good and bad workers, wages based on average productivity, and good workers earn less than their true productivity. Education becomes socially wasteful. So these are the features of the pooling equilibrium, by which we can easily understand what is pooling equilibrium. And there is also, we see the pooling equilibrium graph like the or same as the supporting equilibrium, as we can see in x-axis education level and y-axis in net benefit, and the green red blue dashes line black line same like as the supporting equilibrium. And but the difference is there, we see a black line which is horizontal line parallel to horizontal line, and this is reason for, as we have already said, in pooling equilibrium worker get the average or pooled wage. That means good or bad workers get the same wage level. That's why we see here parallel horizontal line black line that indicates that good and bad workers get the same wage. And here we see the explanation for the pooling equilibrium. Both good and bad workers choose the same education level, and firms can separate them, so wage equals to average productivity. And that's all for today, and thank you everyone for watching my video with a great patience.